We come to the next urgent question. Nick Timothy.
Speaker, to ask the Secretary of State for the Home Department to make a statement on the intelligence used by West Midlands Police that led to the ban on Maccabi Tel Aviv fans from attending Villa Park on the 6th of November 2025.
Can I congratulate the honourable gentleman on securing this urgent question? Let me begin by acknowledging the concern and disappointment felt by supporters affected by the decision regarding attendance at Villa Park on the 6th of November. I recognise the strength of feeling within this House and the wider communities on this matter. As members will appreciate, operational decisions regarding public safety at football matches are a matter for the police, working closely with local partners and event organisers. In this case, West Midlands Police, in consultation with the club and the local safety advisory group, made the recommendation to advise that away fans should not attend, based on their assessment of the intelligence available to them at the time. I'm sure the House will understand that I'm limited in what I can say about the specific intelligence underpinning this decision. These are sensitive matters, and it's vital that the police act on information received to protect public safety. The West Midlands Police issued a statement in response to the latest media reporting on the intelligence they used and are carrying out a debrief of the events leading up to the match, and will be publishing the timeline of events, the decisions taken and the rationale for the recommendations that were provided to the Safety Advisory Group. In light of recent events and to ensure robust oversight, the Home Secretary has commissioned His Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary for Fire and Rescue Services to review how police forces in England and Wales provide risk assessment advice to local safety advisory groups and other bodies responsible for licensing high-profile public events. This inspection will consider whether police advice takes proper account of all relevant factors, including the impact on wider community relations, and whether the balance between public safety and community considerations is being struck effectively. I want to assure members that understanding the series of events that occurred in the period before the match was played and remains of keen interest to me and, of course, to the Home Secretary. The Government is clear that there is no place for hatred or discrimination in football or indeed in wider society. We are committed to ensuring that fans can attend matches safely, regardless of background or affiliation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The ban on Israeli Jewish supporters was a disgrace, but the justification given by West Midlands Police, it turns out, was based on fiction. The police said their intelligence came from Dutch counterparts after the Ajax Maccabi Tel Aviv match last year. West Midlands Police called the Israeli fans, quote, highly organised, coordinated, experienced fighters linked to the Israel Defence Forces. They said they intentionally targeted Muslim communities and 5,000 officers were deployed in response. But this was contradicted by an official Dutch report and the Dutch police themselves. They called the West Midlands Police claims not true and obviously inaccurate. In some cases, such as the Israeli victim thrown into the river, the facts were inverted, with Israelis presented as aggressors. West Midlands Police repeated their claims to the Home Affairs Select Committee chairman on Friday, and they refused to answer specific questions from the Sunday Times or justify their claims. So will the Minister ensure the publication of all intelligence material, it's mostly not sensitive, it can be redacted where necessary, relating to the ban? Will lists of individuals and organisations consulted by West Midlands Police and the Safety Advisory Group and all those who submitted evidence be published? Can the Minister confirm no organisations linked to the Muslim Brotherhood or organisations subject to government non-engagement participated? Can she confirm the Hind Rajab Foundation submitted a paper and that this was accepted by West Midlands Police? What intelligence was shared by West Midlands Police with the UK Football Policing Unit and National Police Chiefs Council? Which information was given to Home Office ministers and officials, and when? Officials were told of the options under consideration on the 2nd of October, 2 weeks before the ban was announced. So what did ministers do in the intervening period? Mr. Speaker, under pressure from Islamist agitators, local politicians and thugs, an English police force is accused of fabricating intelligence and misleading the public. This could hardly be more serious. We need ministers to hold the Chief Constable to account and give the country the truth.
Can I thank him for his questions? I hope he will understand in the first instance the principle, I know he does, of police operational independence, and we need to make sure we are reflecting that in a correct way when decisions such as this are taken. I think, stepping back, there are wider lessons that we need to learn, which is why the Home Secretary has written to the Inspector to ask him to look at how the SAG process occurs and how it makes decisions. Members will know it was set up basically following the Hillsborough tragedy as a sort of means by which we can make decisions and secure safety in football and indeed in other large-scale events. But the Home Secretary has asked the Inspector to consider the degree to which the police take account intelligence, the degree to which the SAG process takes into account wider community impacts, and that speaks to the question that I can't answer to him now of who was giving information and what basis was the police making their decision on or making their recommendation on. And the review will look at whether the balance of these factors is being struck correctly. So I hope we will come back through that process, which we've asked the Inspector to come back to us with initial conclusions by March next year. We've made the funding available for him to do this additional inspection, and we wrote to him just at the end of October to ask him to do this work. On the specific details of the chronology of events, he's absolutely right that Home Office officials asked the United Kingdom Football Policing Unit for an update on the match on the 2nd of October. And they were told that there was Force Gold was considering, and it would go to the SAG for decisions, and they laid out several different options at that time that were available in terms of the decision that was being made. I've written to the West Midlands Chief to ask for some clarity following, of course, yesterday's newspaper article. I can't tell the Honourable Member, I'm sure he'll appreciate why the truth of those claims. It's a newspaper article, we want to get to the bottom of it, but of course there are questions within that we need to understand, and I've written to the Police Chief to answer those questions, and of course I'm very happy to share more information as I get it, and of course I think the Home Affairs Select Committee will be taking, and already have in terms of their liaison with West Mids, already taking a lead on asking some of these questions.